You know what? I wanted to share some important lessons learned about a deal that started off, everything was perfectly smooth. We got this loan clear to close in like record time. I think it was less than 8 days from the time we signed. And then last minute, we had these hiccups that nobody expects. And then just boom, it doesn't matter how good you do through the entire process, fumble going across the finish line. I wanted to share what happened with you and our mistakes and how we learn and create processes to get better. It's not about how many times you fall off the horse. It's about getting back up on the horse. And also it's about owning when you could have done something better. A lot of people don't like ownership and it drives me nuts. Like I'm super quick to take ownership. And then also since I own the company, I'm gonna implement something to make sure that this never happens again. So recently we had a client, we have to do a verification of employment at least 48 hours prior to closing. Usually this is a verbal that's just like, hey, this is the lender, and we just need to make sure that John Doe still has the job. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. It's usually that fast and that simple. They have to talk to an actual person. Some larger companies will have an automated system, but if they work for a smaller company or a mom and pop that may be out of town over Christmas, this can get complicated. So we had a scenario where we couldn't get in touch with the owner, couldn't get what we needed in time. And then when the owner finally did call back to do the verification, his cell phone number pulled up different and the name didn't match the company and the number didn't match anything. It was registered in Google search. So the verification of employment team rightfully was questioning it. So, and guess what? This is right before closing. So everything had gone perfectly smooth up until the end. And so long story short, we had to delay the closing by a day and it was terrible. Like the worst thing that you could do is have to delay a closing for something silly is verifying that the guy still has a job, which clearly he did have a job. So what did I take away from this and what can you do to improve? I should have done a better job communicating with the real estate team going into it. Like the day before closing or 2 days before, I should have been like, hey, you realize we still don't have this verification of employment. If I don't have it tomorrow by noon, we are absolutely not closing this deal on time. You understand that, right? Okay, thank you. I should have been that proactive with the real estate agent. I wasn't. In fact, I just assumed that everything was going to work itself out, and it did not. And the real estate agent was upset with me, rightfully so, because they didn't have a heads up on the situation. So what did we do? I created 5 things that you must have to happen in order for your real estate transaction to close on time. Now, what we did was we created this to be an auto generated email that goes out 3 to 5 days prior to closing. It's just a simple email that covers the 5 things that have to take place for the deal to close on time. Stay tuned. My next video, I'm going to break down those 5. Hopefully this helps you.